Steve Swinford, The Times.
Prime Minister. Professor Whitty, one of the world's biggest female celebrities, Nicki Minaj, has today publicly linked the coronavirus vaccines to impotence. Now, she's got 8 million followers on Twitter. Many of them are young people, the young people you're suggesting should get vaccinated. What would you say to them, and how concerned are you by public comments like that from public figures? Prime Minister, SAGE and SPI-M have both advised that the government, that working from home is one of the single most effective measures at reducing transmission. But looking at your autumn and winter plan, it's not actually part of Plan B. It seems to kind of hover as some kind of Plan C with a decision on its shelf for a later date when we actually look at the document. Why are you more reticent about deploying working from home to combat this? And one last question. Prime Minister, a lot of your cabinet are feeling very anxious as we're gathered here today about their own future.
So there are a number of myths that fly around with varying, some of which are just clearly ridiculous and some of which are clearly designed just to scare. That happens to be one of them. That is untrue. My own strong suggestion, if I may, to media present and not present, is repeating them in public actually just gives them credence, which they don't need. One, the great majority of people are getting vaccinated. So the great majority of people are ignoring these actively, in a sense, in the anti-vax group. There are a group of people who've got strange beliefs, and fine, and they make their own choices, and in a sense also fine. Adults are allowed to make their own choices, however strange. That is a basic principle of medical ethics, actually. But there are also people who go around trying to discourage other people from taking a vaccine which could be life-saving or prevent them from having life-changing injuries to themselves. And many of those people, I regret to say, I think know that they are peddling untruths, but they still do it. In my view, they should be ashamed. And I'll leave it at that.
And just on that, Steve, I'm not familiar with the works of, or not as familiar with the works of Nicki Minaj as I probably should be, but I am familiar with Nikki Kanani, superstar GP of Bexley, who's appeared many times on before you, who will tell you that vaccines are wonderful and everybody